Jason here. Really quick note about the episode. The first 15 minutes is Chris's Zoom recording, so it won't sound as good, but after that, we use his regular recording, and it does sound good. So if it bugs you, skip ahead 15. But just want to let you know the whole episode won't sound bad like that. Thank you. Bye-bye.
How long gone? It is Chris Black, and it is a warm September Friday here in Manhattan. We're doing a rare Friday recording to accommodate Jason's travel schedule. Our guest did cancel last night at 10 p.m., but she'll come back on at some point. She's a favorite of mine, so I'm going to keep pursuing.
Okay, Double M will come back. I'm not going to badmouth her. I think I was wondering this last night. Also, what up? Them jeans here. How you guys doing? Shout out to all the first-time listeners. Shout out to all the last-time listeners. Shout out to all the nurses.
Shout out to all the truck drivers, all the nurses, everybody working at CVS.
Shout out to all the unks, all the OGs. Shout out to all the swag twos.
Dude.
Shout out to all the Vic Mensas out there. Okay, so you told me last night, or you told me this morning early that she canceled last night at 10. And I know nothing grinds your gears more than a same day cancellation.
Yeah.
But the night before 10 p.m. PR scramble, I just found out, letting you know. Seconds later, I almost feel as if that is excused by you.
Well, I think it depends on the level of guest. You know what I mean? If it's a first-time novelist, go fuck yourself. If it's somebody with hit records, and I know that this publicist works tirelessly around the clock for 10 artists that are probably canceling and rescheduling at all times of the day, then I do feel like let's cut some slack.
So you're saying in that situation, you are much more likely to meet them in the middle?
Yes. Like with a Kevin Abstract, I don't care if I ever hear from you again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit. We can do it if you want, but if you're not going to show up, we're not going to do it, You
say, Kevin, why don't you not meet me in the middle?
But Double M, I mean, we've been pursuing for a while, and I know the publicist pretty well because I've worked with her on other stuff, even non-pod related stuff. So there is a personal relationship. So the 10 p.m. email feels like, honestly, she's going out of her way instead of waiting till 9 a.m. to send me the message. You know what I mean?
It's the responsible thing. We're pulling the Band-Aid off with the amount, the as much time as possible.
Yes,
with as much notice as possible.
And you know how these divas get, bro. They fucking have a couple of spritzes at 5, and they look at they're like, no, I don't want to talk to these two bozos tomorrow. I get it. I don't want to talk to these two bozos either. But at least we are able to give the listeners what they want, which is just some quality time with Chris and TJ.
Yeah, we've talked to so many bands that have 2 male members and 1 female member who make 90s Brit pop inspired by the 60s. And we've talked too much about, what it's like on the road and what synths you use. We need to talk about some dumb shit, baby.
We're back. Well, what I want to talk about first is how much I hate Naomi Osaka and her little attitude and her little woe is me shit. But I don't know if you saw her. She lost last night, thank God. But she's been bringing Labubus with her.
Yes.
Yesterday, I saw a clip where she said this one is Andre Swagacy, and I just wanted to put that on your radar. She's naming the Labubus after tennis players. Do you think there's a creative director involved, or do you think this is from her soft brain?
Well, I think this is from her soft brain, but I know that artist Karen Rose Gold, I believe is her name. She's married to friend of the show, Nick Catchdubs. So I know that she is outsourcing the bedazzling of the Labubus, but I don't think Karen is doing the naming and the ideation. She's just getting the call and says, I want a purple one now and I want a blue one now, whatever. But I also read that she signed a 4-year $100 million deal with Labubu.
I saw that too.
How are you gonna be mad on vacation? You know what I mean? How are you going to get
I
$100 million to hold up? I mean, the bedazzling on the Labubus is very impressive. It's the only impressive part about it, honestly.
I agree with that. I guess
It's quality craftsmanship, but to just hold it up, is that $100 million bag right there?
I don't. First of all, I don't believe that, and I heard this too. And I'm not doubting any of our sources. I'm saying I think
I am doubting every source that I've read this from.
a Twitter user with no avatar, I will doubt this. I haven't seen this in a paper of record. I'll say that.
Well, the one paper of record I've seen, the real let's see here, via TMZ Sports. I mean, as much as you want to believe TMZ, who knows?
I do. I mean, TMZ, I believe more than most news sources. That's my kind of Al Jazeera. But I think that she is getting some money from them, obviously, because she's doing a lot. But I find her personality just so grating and just so unlikable and so whiny that I can't believe anyone would give her money to promote anything. It just doesn't even sound it's just her delivery is flatter than the earth. It is just nothing. There's just nothing there. Like if I'm paying you $100 million to talk about my little toy, you better be jumping up and fucking down. You better be acting excited about this shit.
Well, I mean, I guess she is setting a precedence for people who do not want to pretend like they don't have mental health issues or are dealing with depression.
I'd have some mental health issues too if I lost that much. That's what gives you mental health issues. You gotta fucking. But it's like life.
But to me, I mean, I hate using the catch-all phrase "that's showbiz, babe," but that is showbiz, babe. You can go work at the offices of Nike if you want to be like that, or you could be a driver of a Sprinter, or
this is what I'm saying.
Do marketing
this is
anything,
what I'm saying.
but
You could be on the energy team out in Portland, sending shoes to all the hotties downtown for the Cafe Forgot activation. But instead, you are a world-class tennis player who acts like doing what you have trained your whole life to do is the worst thing that could possibly have happened to you. And that's the part I don't understand. I just don't. Like, obviously, barring postpartum, that's very real. I don't know if that's part of her story. I know she had a child with a rapper, but I just mean beyond all of that, her attitude and the way she talks is just. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like a poor, pitiful me.
Yeah.
There's just like something clouding everything she says. That's just like, dude, loosen up. You're a professional tennis player.
Right.
Like you're not being asked to commit war crimes by your sponsors.
Yeah, you get massaged after every meal. You're treated like a Wagyu beef cattle.
Twice a day. Yeah. You've worked really hard. You're really good at something. You're paid really well for it. Obviously, I know that doesn't kind of keep the demons away, but it would at least keep them away when I'm at the fucking press conference after the match. Like I could take that to my therapist's office and get through it. I'm not going to subject the American public to it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tricky one because she does seem to have just, a straight up stinky attitude. And that's when she wins.
That's what I'm saying.
And when she loses, she's like, "Oh no, I only made it to this round. I only made 600,000 this weekend.
Look, I know
for hitting the ball.
It's just.
If it really is that bad, if your life is really this difficult and you hate the spotlight, you don't want to talk to anybody, all you got to do is quit and retire and be a mom. You have millions of dollars. You have more money than 99.9% of the people in the world.
Never needs to work again. I don't understand rooting for her. I don't understand like how. That's what I'm saying to these sponsors. I'm just like, well, you can't drop her because then you hate mental health awareness. So you have to keep paying her even though she's a sad Sally all the time on camera, which is just not really like Nike, for example, a brand that obviously I love and have grown up with. There's certain sort of things they're trying to telegraph to the audience. It's like an achieve. You know what I mean? There's a certain quality that those athletes embody, and I just think she's the opposite of that. She's the opposite of someone who feels that they're going to do whatever it takes to win, which is what Nike has sold us for the last, 30 years.
Well, I agree with that, and I would say that since Nike already has a stranglehold and a grasp on that, as they're trying to increase their shareholder value year over year, they have to tap in to every emerging market to make
True.
sure they get a hold of the half black and Asian depressed demographic of autistic female tennis enthusiasts.
We've missed a few times, but this time we didn't miss. We found the right person for this job. No, I understand what you're saying.
I mean, I think it's great. And then she's obviously inspiring a lot of young women to play a sport that is not necessarily
Totally.
in their purview on a day-to-day basis, and that part is good, and it's a beautiful sport, the healthiest sport in the world, as they like to say now, which I might push back on that a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, they tried running.
I mean, I look at Michael Phelps,
Big back, in a good way.
6'4", 180, 0.3% body fat. And I'm watching U.S. Open. It's a lot of heifers out there squeaking on the court.
A lot of heifers. That's
big mamas, but also powerful. I love watching it.
I just if I'm looking at Sabalenka's annoying. She can't stop with the lip filler, and she's got one of the worst tattoos I've ever seen. That's coming from somebody with tattoos that are the worst you've ever seen. And
her lip filler is wild.
Her lip filler, the shit looks like she's about to pop. And but all we have is Coco Gauff.
You're like, what do you think about the match today? And she's like,
I can't. It's like Coco Gauff is listening to clips in her Bose headphones. She's going out there.
Well, she has to do that contractually.
Yeah, but I just find her attitude to be not like overly positive to a point where it's unbelievable, but believable for her age and skill level. Like I find her personality and the way she approaches things to be the most like normal and relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that. Like she comes at it like someone who's like happy to be there, but also still very young and kind of wide-eyed.
Yeah, I mean, as we run down every tennis player, we're realizing that it's almost as if you do whatever it takes to make your child become a top 10 tennis player. What it does to their personality may or may not be worth it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean,
like other than Nick Kyrgios, every tennis player is pretty much a goofy.
I mean, Pete Sampras disappeared, which is cool. Pete Sampras took his money and
I guess I'm talking current generation,
current
90s and later. I mean, I guess the year 2000 and on, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like, and I love all these guys, but
even
though Andy Roddick is giving like libertarian Rivian driver, I still find him, he's good at broadcasting. He's good as a podcaster.
Sure.
Like
yeah,
he's very talented, and it works. Like I think he made the right decision kind of staying around the sport in that way. But yeah, I mean, you can't be normal. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Like it's impossible, especially if your dad is your coach.
Yeah.
You're really
just what it does, but we've talked about this before, and we should move on away from tennis. We don't want to alienate our non-tennis enthusiasts.
Just because it is US Open time, it's top of mind, but also just quickly, I want to say that this year's tournament has been exceptionally boring. And I think something is happening where Sinner and Alcaraz are too good. And the gap between the tier below that, like a Ben Shelton, a Musetti, whoever, they can't get more. They can't win a set. It's like it's over in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So
there have been a few good upsets on the early.
There's always a few, but like you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I was watching Sinner yesterday, and I was like, oh, he just doesn't make an error, and that's why he's number one.
It's not fun to watch. Like I'm happy he's that good, because he's worked hard, but it's not fun as an audience member, as someone who is like, oh, I could go see this, but it would be, let's see, an hour and a half in the car on the train, hour and a half home. Like, I don't know what the value is.
And it's done in 53 minutes straight sets.
Yeah.
6-1, 6-3. And
the guy's barely sweating. Like, the guy's barely sweating.
Yeah, I mean, but it's been like that for a long time with tennis. I mean, you look down and there's
I know.
There's like, oh, this guy won the U.S. Open 7 years in a row. Like, what was that like?
It's just pretty exceptional for there to be something where like you're all at the highest level, but then there are one or two of you that are just at a level that is untouchable by anybody else in your field. You know what I mean?
And I think when it's a team sport, it's more fun to watch. But when it's one on one, it's a little bit like, all right, it's like playing chess against AI or whatever. Like you're just
No, it feels like no, you're not going to lose. Yeah, you're just not going to lose. What fun is this? I agree.
But one last part, Nick, I googled Nick Kyrgios. He's in the news because him and Sabalenka's solid face mass have sort of gone back and forth about a potential battle of the sexes.
Okay, classic battle of the sexes. No Steve Carell, and it would. Oh shit! God damn it! Okay, all right, we're back. Sorry. All right, all right. We've talked about the U.S. Open. It's almost over. It's not exciting, but here we are.
And I think the Labubus deal was a joke. It's not real.
I think it at minimum inflated. I don't know. She might have signed some paperwork, but I don't think that the $100 million number is a real figure.
Not a real figure. Okay. Should we talk a little bit? I mean, about SNL at all?
Yeah. I mean, a bunch of people that no one knows got fired, which is bad. I mean, I do think it's interesting that they're breaking up that the trio, like the fake Andy Samberg crew, because one guy is staying on as a writer, or one guy is on the cast, and one guy is just shit out of luck. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I think the guy who's SOL is the one who's the most nepo of the baby.
Oh, is he somebody's kid?
Yeah, I think all of the Please Don't Destroy guys are nepo babies.
Oh, well, that makes me want to support them more.
And a friend of the show, Andy Haynes, his wife Rosebud Baker left as well.
Huh.
So that health insurance.
Well, we know Andy ain't getting a job, so this is she better have something else lined up. Are they bringing back 2.5 Men or something? They might need.
We got clips going. We got TikTok clips going.
We got clips. We started a podcast. We got clips.
Yeah, Devin Walker out. He says SNL is a toxic community, and he tweeted that like, why are you guys acting like
okay, Naomi Osaka,
our life is over, we're just gonna get different jobs? And then I was like, are you though?
I mean, that's cool.
I mean, the amount of people who do well and succeed on SNL, the chances of them finding more success afterwards,
bro,
far from guaranteed. And he's no Sherry O'Terry.
Don't make me bring up Kristen Wiig.
I mean, Wiig landed on her feet. She's fine.
I think we thought Wiig was going to land on her feet a little more firmly, though, based on the
sure.
But it's hard.
No, that's a good example.
It's hard. I just
Heidi Gardner, 8 years, not renewed. She was the White Keenan for a minute there, wasn't she?
I mean, I feel like if you get into the zone of being on SNL and you're used to the schedule and the pay is good and it leads to all these other opportunities, why leave? Unless you're an absolute breakout where you're like having to turn down high paying movies because like, why would you leave? I would do it for 8 years. If you live in New York, at least Chloe Fineman, my queen, is still on.
Yeah, unfortunately, Michael Longfellow and Emil Joaquim are out. I liked them, and I would love for Marcelo Hernandez to leave instead.
I know, yeah, Marcelo steal your chick, but I do agree he's
just such a goofy.
Yeah, but that's what they need. Like, he's the goofy that people like. Those guys, the guys that you just named are good, but they're like, they feel a little more like, New York stand-up guys.
Yeah.
Which I think...
Longfellow, he filled the gap that Pete Davidson left. He's like a young Norm Macdonald-ish kind of energy. There's a little Bill Hader in him as well. Strong, solid player. Should have been there. He said he was informed he was fired via his agent while at an airport in Utah. God. The Salt Lake City layover, getting the call. And then Emil, he seemed talented, good-looking guy of Middle Eastern descent, good diversity casting. It was all there.
That's true. No, that's true.
He seemed confident on stage. All that stuff was good.
Hey, man.
Chicago kid, I think.
We gotta mix it up, bro. Lauren said, I got 1 foot out the door. I got to take some swings with the chick from Reels. That's funny.
I think she'll do fine. I think she'll do
I like her. I'm just saying, like, I think that's actually where they should be
looking versus the fucking store or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that's just the reality. Like, those people are doing a low budget homemade version of what Saturday Night Live does. You know, stand up is very different to me than what it's just two different things. So I think that those people are almost, you know, more suited for the work.
Yeah, potentially so. I think it'll go. I think all the new people should be good. I feel good about it. And they need people that can sing, you know. The Veronica girl, she can sing, and that's big.
It's not going to be good, but I mean, it hasn't been, I mean, I just hope they have a couple, you know, hope they book fucking, you know, 2 Hollis or something. You know, they get somber in there, you know, just keep it interesting with the young people at least on the musical guests, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
at least that.
At a certain point we will be aged out, and I feel like I'm noticing that when I see like all the DJs like on DJ Twitter and Instagram, and I'm really feeling unk mode because there's like cool young people that I'm well aware of and I know them and I like them, but then I'll just see all these posts and everyone has like a really bad DJ name, and I feel like I'm reading like an alien language where it's just like, you know, Mochok just dropped his new collab with Lilo and Nitel.
Yeah.
Remixed it at Snow Shoes.
Yeah, because all from your era, it is a little. I mean,
and that's coming from a guy whose DJ name is Them Jeans. So
I was gonna say, I know what you mean though. They're the names, even though yours sounds weird, it doesn't sound as weird as some of the ones that I see as well. I know what you're saying.
Well, I guess what I've noticed is like you read the Mark Ronson book. He's going to come on the pod, I think, to plug it soon. But I'm like halfway through it, and he's talking about how, like, you know, the DJ naming when he was in the 90s coming up, and like Mark the Spark and DJ, like, so everyone had these kind of names, and people often have a name or a moniker or an avatar, their AOL screen name, their name on MySpace, their band name, their DJ name, their graffiti name, a lot of people have different, you have Done to Death. Everyone has the thing, and I think nowadays we've sort of like taken anime and like Marvel and comics, and
that's where we've gone for inspiration,
and that kind of world, cosplay and live streaming and blah, blah, blah. And so now every single person has their moniker and has their name. And in the DJ world, it's become so dorky, like even more dorky, that people are taking these sort of like you thought that the names couldn't get worse, and they get much worse. And I think the streamers are to blame for it.
Yeah, I show speed. That's a real that really
yeah, you see like, here's a clip and it's like I Show Speed meets Marley and Phase 29 and little, and these people don't do anything, but they have
like
this name.
Gamer tag too vibe. Like this was my name on Call of Duty.
Very gamer tag.
Call of Duty, and that's what I'm going to call myself. I mean,
that was the first time I had to name myself something.
We'd kill for a Mark the Spark in 2025. That rhymes. It's straightforward. I have no problem with that. Compared to I Show Speed, like what does that mean? I guess what does any of it mean, really?
Yeah. I mean, but it's also a good way to like, if almost every name is bad, then when you see a good one, it teaches you to latch on. You're like, okay, you're one of us. You're cool. You're chill. And I know that I don't have to avoid you like the plague.
What happened, Jason? What happened to just going by the government? You know what I mean? What happened to just saying, my name is Chris Black? Like, why did I need to come up with Done to Death projects? What was I thinking in 2005 or whatever? I don't know what is wrong with the government name. Unless it's a band, obviously, then it makes sense. But like,
well, it's different because that is, it's a business that you have. So
sure.
There is a little bit of that. But, I was thinking about that a couple of days ago. Like, why is Tame Impala, and why? Well,
he's Australian, so.
But you've got Chris Martin in Coldplay, and he could just be Chris Martin the way Bruce Springsteen is Bruce Springsteen. Or, Tom Petty is a band that never changed pretty much, but it's just Tom Petty.
True. I mean, they were the Heartbreakers, and Neil Young has the Chrome Hearts, you know?
True. But like, it's just interesting how some people are like, I'm Billy Joel, and then some people are like, we're Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I think that like in fashion, it's always said that you shouldn't use your name, because if you lose ownership of it, then it's no longer yours. You know what I mean? Like contractually. So if I'm Marc Jacobs and I sell Marc Jacobs to a company and they want to change it, then I no longer own my own name for the purposes of making clothes. So that was
Ashley Simpson learned that one the hard way.
Of course. So that was always like a real reason to not to give yourself some sort of, to come up with something else.
Right.
But
well, hey,
with DJs,
if somebody wants to buy Chris Black,
I'll sell it to
go
him.
right
look,
ahead, brother.
I'm putting together the deal for the Smiths right now. I might as well put together a deal for me.
Actually, speaking of live streamers, I saw yesterday Kai Cenat had Mariah Carey on the live stream.
So sick.
And I was thinking, like, is that, you see, tweets and Instagrams all the time where like you'll read a thing and the comment or the caption will just say like enough.
Yeah.
I'm wondering for like the famous celebrity people going on a live streamer who's gonna wear basketball shorts.
Literally, he's like scratching his nuts on camera. That's the vibe.
Yeah, scratching his nuts and playing video games. And then, what level of celebrity is enough? And like, is Mariah Carey doing that? Is that a dark sign? Do we want Mariah to sort of
No, we don't.
die?
No, we don't.
Like, do we want Mariah Carey or any of these legendary divas or divos or, just these beloved people, should they be preserved and die with dignity? Or is it more fun to watch her make these funny, bad decisions as she gets older and older?
Well, I think that if you... aging is something no one can stop, but if you're going to continue to try to sell something to me, then you're going to have to sort of pander to the streamers, because they have the biggest audiences. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's what Drake does now.
But Drake makes like Mariah Carey's old, and her fan base for her current music are just going to be kind of old hags. You know what I mean? Like it's me and up. In terms of people who are checking for new
obviously,
Mariah.
that is...
And the average person watching a Kai Cenat stream is 8 years old.
Yeah, but that's... Of course, they don't need to... No one needs to convince you to like Mariah Carey. They need to convince... They need to try to convince the young people that grandma can sing.
But I mean, if I'm Mariah Carey, am I really thinking like... I mean, I guess she likes hanging out with young guys with no shirts on and stuff like that. So like that is cool and that makes sense. And maybe she's like, yeah, I mean, I was going to do it even if I didn't know it was going to be good for my album. But like, do these people really think that it's going to move the needle enough? Do you think she's going to amass millions of new, like vaping teen fans to hear her new song that is not going to be good?
No, I don't think that, but I think it's like...
But you also just can't stop, like J-Lo or whatever. Like, she's going to keep putting out awful music forever.
But I would rather...
And we all have to play the game.
If I'm Mariah Carey, I'm like, well, I'm not... What am I going to do? Go talk to Charlemagne? Or go on like Hot 97? Like there's nowhere else to go, kind of, like, because she won't go. I mean, maybe she would do like late night TV, obviously, the
go
the one
do Fallon and all that shit.
But I think you do all of that and this now is what I'm trying to say.
Zane Lowe,
I think.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I mean, I guess. But to me, it boils down to like, did Mariah Carey ever care about being cool? Or is it just, is it just post cool?
No, Mariah Carey's not cool. Mariah Carey's not cool at all. Mariah Carey is a 90s pop star that is trying to stay relevant by hook or by crook. So whatever it takes.
I'd like to think at some point in her life, she cared about being cool and was maybe cool and doing cool things and hanging out.
What does cool mean? What does cool mean to you, though? Because I don't think that's possible based on what I know about her. Even look, Mariah Carey is a fucking legend.
Okay, what about Madonna? Was there a point where Madonna was cool?
I think Madonna was cool by accident. I think that these things, I think that when you get that big, it's impossible to be cool. You can be an icon, you can be rich, you can be one of the most recognized people in the world, but cool is very hard to maintain because of where you are. You know, it's hard. Like Madonna is cool.
Okay, well, like I'd like to think that Lady Gaga would never do that. Like she would never go on Kai Cenat and go hang out in his
if there were
smelling...
any white streamers, Gaga would be there. Okay, first of all,
I'd like to think that Lady Gaga that would get presented the offer and she'd be like, "What?"
Well, I think someone like Lady Gaga is just younger enough than someone like Mariah Carey to know to say no, if that makes sense. Whereas Mariah Carey has lived in a sort of bubble netherworld of her own creation for so long that she doesn't know up from down. And it's like if I'm in promo mode and this is what the label guy tells me to do, and the Escalade comes and the hair and makeup is there, I go do it.
So it's less Mariah's fault and more her team's fault.
Totally, yeah. She doesn't,
yeah.
Bro, she doesn't know what day it is.
No, I guess you're right. Like when I was at that Interview Magazine party at the Eagle a couple months ago, and she was there. You know, she, like you were saying, she gets hauled out of the...
She gets out of the hyperbolic chamber and
she gets out of the chamber inside the Escalade. They got a hand truck. They wheel her over. She doesn't know where she's at. She doesn't know what time it is, what city she's in. And they just point her in the direction and people take photos and they gag and then that's it. I guess the same. So, you know, Mariah, get a better team.
I mean...
Go down with some dignity.
I don't think it's... But see, I don't even think it's necessarily... Like, I see where you're coming from, but I also don't even think it's bad. Because it's like... I think that we could say the same about certain people coming here, where it's like, they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, why would I do, like, whatever? It's because they don't know. They're told what to do during a certain time period because they have something to sell, and they go do it because that's their job. At this point, unfortunately, that's like more of the job than the creation of the art is.
Okay, so I'm more hyper aware, critical, and conscious of it because I have a stranglehold on the current podcast community and landscape, whereas Mariah Carey has never listened to a podcast or watched a live stream.
Mariah Carey's like smartless. How long? I don't.
You say what now, baby?
I mean, the thing is
that like iPod?
The thing is also, if Anderson .Paak is still beating, he's probably down. The Kai Cenat's probably his homie. You know, there's always... I really don't think she knows what day it is or where she is at any point in time, but
she's being taken advantage of by her team and her relationships.
I think she's a willing participant.
Tale as old as time.
I think she's a willing participant, but it could be viewed as taking advantage of if you wanted to put it through a TJ lens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess for whatever reasons, since I'm older, you know, you think of these people who... They should be larger than life because of their talent, like a Mariah or a Whitney or a Prince or any of these people.
Totally.
Like, you should be above almost everything, unless it's like a really cool, good look. You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody is above anything anymore. And that's the sad reality of our...
Yeah, but you're Mr. Mystery. Don't you have any hope?
I mean, I think there's going to be young people, actually, that don't...
Mr. Mystery sounds like a fucking My Chemical Romance song.
It really does. That's the
Panic at the Disco ass song.
That's the bonus.
I'm Mr. Mystery.
That's the bonus track on the Black Parade, the reissue.
But it's pronounced Miastia.
I think there could be young people that reject it before our old people, because I think young people are more...
Where my old people at? My 40 and ups, make some noise.
They're at the unction.
40 and unders, make some
but
noise.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't blame Mariah, but I blame society as a whole.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. I guess I just got to let go.
Yeah. I never... Yeah, I don't think about Mariah Carey at all, if I'm being honest.
It's just it's just such a shame, and it's also interesting to watch, you know, like the people that find the most success are usually the worst ones. And then the people that remain cool, you know, like we're hanging out and talking to Saint Etienne. They're just a sick ass, cool, beloved band for those who know. And he's living a fun, happy life and he's found success. He gets paid to do what he loves, but he's far from super successful, wealthy musician in the grand scheme of things. And it's just a shame to see the shittiest, worst ones find the most success.
I mean, I don't think that. I don't know. I don't think of it that way.
I mean, that's a generalization, but just from my personal relationships, the bigger the people get, and I'm thinking of a lot of DJs that I know, they just turn into worse and worse people, and it's something that I hope I have to tangle with.
Well, you've only gotten worse with any success that you've had. So I don't know why you're pointing fingers at Steve Aoki.
But it makes you wonder, like, at what point did you decide to not care about being cool, or were you just never cool?
Good. That is a real question, and I think that the answer obviously differs, per subject. But I think I think that's very true. I mean, I think that also, you just start.
I'm treating cool like straight edge now.
You start caring less, I think, is really what it is. And for example, I should care less now at 42. And I probably care much more than I should about things that I should not care about. And it's detrimental to my mental health and bottom line. But I just cannot help myself.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of doing it Frank style, doing it my way. There's a chance that you're gonna.
I thought you were talking
fail.
about Frank Ocean. I was like, what, fucking MMA guy and never make music? That sounds.
You got to do it like Frank. You gotta. You gotta
flop at Coachella, fucking MMA fighter, and never put out new music, even though that's all people want.
I gotta jack off to fake mink deep fakes and Postmates Goop Kitchen.
Oh, dude, I was walking through. I had to go to J. Crew today to pick up some clothes at the Bond Street store, and there was like two guys in Goop branded boiler suits, like male models, like giving out treats.
Wait, what's a boiler suit?
Like a jumpsuit, like something a mechanic would wear. You know what I mean? Like you put your legs in. It's like a one piece.
Got it.
This male model comes up to me. He's like, "Can I interest you in some cookies?" It's like 11 a.m. He's like, "Can I interest you in some cookies?" And I was like, "No, I'm good." And then I was like, "I like your boiler suit." And then I looked down and noticed he had a Zen bulge. And I pointed out that the Zen bulge was maybe a little off-brand for Goop. And he was like, "Oh, hell no!" He was really funny about it. He was really, really funny about it. Just want to give a shout out to him.
You're not going to tell my boss, are you, Mister?
If I was getting paid $500 to sweat through a fucking canvas boiler suit, handing out fucking gluten-free cookies in Soho, I would need some fucking Zins on the top and bottom.
Sure. Yeah, that reminds me of when we saw those Red Bull girls a couple weeks ago in Glendale. Speaking of streamers, I saw a good tweet. The person's Twitter name is Play That Dutch. He says they got to start adding this to Carfax reports, and it's video of a guy eating like a bucket of Wendy's chili and like dipping nuggets into it. But all that is, it's a funny joke, but like if you, the same way, like, did you smoke in this car? Did you record TikTok mukbangs in the car? That should show up on the Carfax report. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In that case, that Mercedes is going down in value because I know you've eaten some nasty shit inside that car. that Tesla had to be impounded, y'all.
No. I put the Tesla in grind mode, and it actually clears all the air out. And it's grinding in the Orange County sense of the word, as we're about to cruise some grinds.
Bro, that shit. Now that Tesla smelled like it worked at Raising Cane's. You got to get rid of that thing.
The Model 3 did smell like it always just got off its shift, and you could wash the apron as long as you want, but it will never get the smell out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
good. But yeah, the same way the Grailed listing will say, this Yoji sweater's from a non-smoking home. In the future, we'll say this is from a non-streaming home or whatever it is, non-mukbanging home.
I mean, whatever we can do to stop people from eating in their cars is something I support.
I know. Is there an ideal place? Do you prefer an outdoor eating in terms of the smell?
No.
Okay.
The only place to eat is inside of a restaurant.
Okay.
The only
in a dining the only place one should dine is in a dining room.
Is in a dining room. Call me crazy, but there's a room for that. It's named for that. But no, I think that outside is fine. I mean, I just find dining al fresco to be disgusting in the place that I live. Obviously, there are places
Sure.
where it is quite pleasant, and I understand that. I will always choose an indoor table, partly because I want the ambiance and I want to see what this restaurant's really all about.
Yeah, that the al fresco, that reminds me, because I'm heading off to Sicily this week, and you are as well, for a wedding. And the last time I was in Sicily, I learned how to say there are too many bees, because every morning when you go down to the
Fucking pastry buffet that you don't want.
the little outdoor dessert breakfast pastry display in the
It
courtyard,
really is dessert. Dessert breakfast is exactly what the fuck that is.
Look, European motherfucker, you go down there, and it's the people, they just finished their run. None of them are fat. They're all looking good. They're Austrian and Swiss and Italian. And they're smearing Nutella on the fucking croissant and the banana bread. So they're doing something right. But it reminded me of that kind of al fresco dining where you go down at the hotel and you eat the weird bad hotel breakfast, and then just bees. There were just dozens of bees, and I had to scream "tutto appi,"
Which means
because you're just like, oh, I can't enjoy my meal
Yeah,
in the meal
I can't
place
I
that I
can't
spent a lot of money on.
Yeah, I can't enjoy this meal because of the bees. I totally get it. And
Are you ready for Euro trip time, Chris?
fuck no, dude. No. Fuck no.
I'm not ready either.
I mean, it's fine. Like, I'll be fine. But I mean, it's just kind of like nonstop shit until then, because it's like the sort of lead up to Fashion Week. But you know, that's fine. I'll be fine. I mean, I had an elbow injury.
Yeah.
And it was kind of bad. Like, I thought I might have to go to the hospital. Like, I was like, I think I may have dislocated my elbow.
Okay.
And then I kind of thugged it out because I hate going to the hospital. And who doesn't?
Classic man.
Like, literally. And then yesterday I went to Mayo Detox. Mayo, they've rebranded, just Mayo. And bro, this guy went so hard on my motherfucking elbow. I felt it is 80% better after one treatment. It was unbelievable. Like, because he's a chiropractor and, you know, like a body work person, so he could kind of do everything. But now I'm in for life.
So he mild on your elbow till you detoxed?
Exactly. But the thing is, he was like, you're going to be sore. And I woke up this morning, I was like, did this motherfucker make it worse? I was dying.
You said, okay, daddy.
And then as the afternoon, as the day progressed, I was like, oh shit. I feel it was a tendon issue on both my bicep and my tricep. They're overworked.
Yeah.
Which you couldn't tell by looking at them, unfortunately.
Well, Chris, if you ever checked your wearable data, it would let you know to take a day off.
It would say, your tendons are screaming for some time off, said my Fitbit.
Yeah, your tendon O2 levels are subpar.
But shout out to Mayo. I mean, I loved it. It was absolutely, it's exactly what I want. And I've been in LA before, and then it came to me, I go, I should go. This is where I should go. And it did.
Thank God.
And it was avoided a trip to the hospital, which the hospital in New York is like going into a jail/mental institution. So anything you can do to avoid that
sounds awesome.
Is a positive, is a big positive. But yeah, and then tonight we have the W Hotel opening party, which should be an interesting soiree.
When you say we,
just the community.
The community of NYC socialites. Yeah, what's going to happen there? Mark Ronson DJ set?
No, I can't remember it was supposed to be, but I can't remember who it is. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they've done, because that is sort of an iconic property. Like that was like the spot in like the early 2000s.
I would say, how much of the Indie Sleaze revival has to do with the W Hotel revival?
I mean, I think all these things are delicately intertwined.
W used to be a real solid brand.
Well, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it was expensive. It was like nice. I mean, it was like sort of a funny aesthetic choice. But we're staying there tonight, so I'll let you know.
What wasn't a funny aesthetic choice in 2001? You know.
Also a great point. Yeah, that was sort of.
Do you know what my MP3 player looked like?
Oh, I don't.
Yes, it looked like the lobby of a W hotel.
I know you got a free Zune in the storage locker.
The amount of Zunes I've had, bro. A friend of the show, Paul Chang, he briefly was working with Zune, and he had a Zune Toyota SUV, and he pulled up and I forgot what the SUV. People will send me DMs about it. It's the one that kind of looks like like a mini Hummer. It has like sometimes it would have like a snorkel on it for when you like drive in the water and shit.
Like a Forerunner?
Yeah. It was kind of like a Tonka toy.
Yeah.
Toyota one, but
Oh. I know what you're talking about. It was FJ Cruiser.
yes,
That was a moment. That was like a weird Scion era like funny car that lasted for like 5 years.
it was a retro styled mid-level SUV
Mid being the key word.
from like 2005 to 2015 or something like that. But he pulled up, honked twice. It was like Zoolander style. I think it was a convertible. I think the top was down maybe, but it was, full West Coast Customs job, but Microsoft Zune player.
I mean, look, if anybody's going to blow money on an MP3 player, it's the Microsoft.
Bill Gates got it.
Yeah,
Gates got bags.
Gates got bags. Gates. No one has more bags than Gates. Wow, that's cool. That's a lot better than the Scion socks.
Yeah, even though those are storied and collectible items, one day.
Do you have it? Do you have a pair?
Not anymore. No. But
Okay,
I definitely
okay.
have, and people talk about them.
I
like
know that.
it was like if Uniqlo socks were given out at the X Games, and you're just like, oh, this is actually very nice and convenient. Thanks.
If Uniqlo socks were given. All right, ESPN, if you're listening, I see something here. Jason's once again stumbled upon a genius idea.
Yeah. The amount of times you go, you go to Costco, you get what? You get a sample of like a fucked up Tostino's pizza roll that's been sitting there all day. You don't want that. You go to the U.S. Open, like, do you want like a magnet or a dumb ball that you're just going to throw away or some plastic shit?
Socks.
No. Just give me some Uniqlo socks. Everyone in the world's like,
I like
great.
I really want to go to the X Games actually. So I've never.
I've been.
I'm not surprised. It feels like a Southern California rite of passage. Did like Millencolin play? Like, what was the vibe when you were there?
Well, I went because DJ Them Jeans played.
Woo! Let's go.
And I think
All
there
right,
may have
all right.
been a DJ AM X Travis Barker kind of like while like the dirt bike jump,
Yeah, of course, dude.
while like Moto X Vert was going on.
Dude, you already know, Travis, they were doing Led Zeppelin Z-Trip style mashup out there, live drums.
Yeah, what if you like play like Iron Man, but it's like trap style drums?
Dude, I can see this happening right now with the dirt bikes flying over them while they're doing this, like revving their engines.
They're hitting the pyro.
That's sick.
There's a guy who's like wearing like psycho clown makeup, pumping up the crowd.
It's really weird. I've never been to the X Games because street league skateboarding is looked down upon as sort of the corporate, a corporate grab at skateboarding. But X Games is just the OG. It's not, obviously it's not sitting in a parking lot with 10 friends hitting slappies on the curb, but it's also not like trying to make. It feels more like the fake Olympics than anything else.
That's the problem. Corporate sponsors, they fucked.
I don't want to see Bob Burnquist on vert though. I only want to see street course. I want to see Nyjah in his fucking Nike shorts.
Nobody wants to see the failing Bob Burnquist do anything. That's of course, but I'm glad. I'm glad that now like the cool or like the number one ranked skaters in the world are just like 14-year-old Japanese girls or whatever.
Yeah, it's an interest. I mean, it's guys we know that are 40 or 15-year-old girls that are absolutely killing. I see the clips all the time. It's amazing.
I love it.
But Bob, I didn't know you had beef with Bob like that.
Oh, Bob and I have been beefing for a long time, literally because of the X Games.
Are you guys whole brothers?
No, I remember he was a dick to me when I was DJing at the X Games, and I said, fuck you, Bob Burnquist, and I've been publicly roasting him for a long time.
Bob Burnquist is an amazing skateboarder, but he is, but vert skateboarding is one of the most uncool things you can be good at, which is strange because regular skateboarding is one of the coolest things to be good at. It's a gigantic difference between those two parts.
You know what it is? It's tennis and pickleball.
It is. No, it really is. It really is. Or I mean, I don't understand what padel is really, but it doesn't. It seems like pickleball for people that have like more money.
I think it's pickleball and squash
Yeah, combined. But again, squash cool, pickleball not cool, padel, whatever. I'm not buying it.
Cash padel.
Cash padel, I ain't buying it. If it's a
Cash padel, you hit the ball to the left, he looking to the right. He ain't gonna hit it.
it doesn't work for me. It don't work for me. It just
I
doesn't.
heard one cool thing about pickleball that I sort of liked. In all the sort of deserted, failed shopping malls from our childhood all over the world,
Dude.
or I guess all over America, people are taking them over on the cheap and just filling them up with
this is
pickleball courts. And I was especially on the east or colder climates, so you can do indoors all day, and that way we can sort of. It's not an internment camp for pickleball players, but they're all kind of hurdled into an area and they can stay there out of sight.
Dude, I just saw this. The crazy gym I was going to in Brookhaven, which is like the town next to Bellport.
What's it called again? Off the Leash?
Off the Chain. Amazing gym. If you're out in Bellport, hit Off the Chain. Tell them I sent you. The next door was like a giant pickleball indoor space. And this is exactly what you're talking about. Like, it was a rundown, shitty shopping center, and the kind of like anchor space that would have been a Mervin's or whatever is a pickleball, an independent pickleball.
And I've seen it also in Glendale. I think there's like in the little industrial area where it's just like chop shops and hookah supply warehouses and stuff. There's just a place that used to be like a Sherwin-Williams paint store or like a mattress store that doesn't exist anymore and just sat empty for 5 years. And they're like, we'll give you $5,000 a month and we'll move in as many pickleball courts as we can and everyone's happy. We're able to do it with pickleball electively, just random people, but our government can't get housing for
It's confusing.
homeless people.
It is a confusing, yeah.
If there is only a way that the people who are working hard for the pickleball community, those people
Could
can
maybe
work and share their
efforts.
do a TED talk at the fucking governor's office or something. We have so many homeless people. It's a huge issue in the world. We have so many giant malls that are just sitting empty, waiting to be turned into retail and living spaces where there's a children's dentist office in the bottom and then OnlyFans people living upstairs. Just turn it into unhoused housing.
Wow.
The food court, it has all the gas and plumbing and electrical all ready for the big mess hall. Everyone has a big meal. Chef Jose Andres can come over there and I cook a big paella for the homely.
Jose Andres has already done this probably somewhere and had a full camera crew
There is
with
so
him.
many mouse. Chopping mouse.
Not Jose Andres. Motherfucker, all that motherfucker does is cook for people who don't got no money. I don't understand how he does it. Like,
How he got so many bands.
How he got
cooking
so
for-
many bands to give back like that. Maybe he's a selfless cat. All right. I got to run. How long gone? Thank you so much for listening. Jason, have a safe trip. I'll see you next week on the sacred grounds of Italy. And thank you guys for listening to How Long Gone. We'll be back next week with more podcasts and hope to see you soon.